Damion, we've said this more than once this season, but what a difference a week makes. Um, 2 weekends ago was clearly a rough weekend for the Pirates, and then whatever magic you're able to accomplish in practice in a 48-hour period. Last Tuesday we come out at Whitman and play perhaps our best half of basketball all season, and continue it on Saturday at with Lewis and Clark. Just take us back through the ups and downs of these last 2 weekends and where that puts us now with 2 weekends to go in the conference.
Sure. Again, we talked about it. It was disappointing the weekend we had in Oregon previous to that, and I think again, credit to the other teams for playing well. I thought our guys didn't play our best basketball. Kind of looking at the overall picture of the season, I think perhaps we were experiencing a bit of mental and physical fatigue, and just didn't have what it took. And but I think our guys are gamers, and they were able to put it back together and regroup. And it's kind of been the story of this group, anyways. They've had a lot of resilience and have been able to stick to the process and figure out how do we come together even through the rough patches. So they were able to do that. If you just look at the games themselves, though, a lot of it has to do with how well are we shooting the basketball. And, we played probably more small ball in those two games than we have in a bit. And our bench came through. We got great bench production in both of those games. I think that was a key. If we're able to stretch the floor and shoot the ball well, it allows our guards like JoJo Anderson to, be his dynamic self, and he definitely did that in both of those games. So just a matter of, guys stepping up, guys making shots, and then, some of the strategy involved as well. But really want to credit our guys for their resilience and just their faith and belief. And, even when you go through the tough patches, there can be better stuff on the other side.
You talk about guys stepping up. Two prime examples of that last week: Colton Looney at Whitman, and then Stephen Behill against Lewis and Clark. Is there a sense now, and those are explosive. Mm-hmm. Those are guys coming up 19, 17 points, making lots of three-pointers. Is there a sense that it could be anybody coming off the bench doing that right now?
Yeah, there is some of that for sure. Those are two really good shooters, but we've had good production in different stretches. I thought Diego played great on Saturday night as well, even in a really short amount of time. I didn't play him too many minutes. I gave a little bit more to Garrett Long, who was back from injury. I wanted to get some rust off. But Ben Nyquist, there's been multiple guys off the bench that have contributed offensively. Carson Talbert, even though, again, kind of going the small ball route, he didn't get the opportunity in that game. But, I think maybe what we're seeing is, it could be anyone on any given night. And, as a coach, I'm going to have some luxury, if you will, of being able to try people out and go with the ones that are working on that night. So we definitely need the bench production. We've had great numbers from, a lot of our top guys, but it's tough to get through a full 40 minutes relying on just that. So I think the bench production has been a big asset to us in our successful stretches.
Coming up, our last regular season home weekend, we get a Linfield team that's coming off of its best game of the year, and a George Fox team that's in a dogfight for one of the final conference playoff spots. What is it that these teams are going to present that's going to be a challenge this weekend?
We thought this was a tough weekend to prepare for last time around because the styles of both the teams are fairly different. George Fox puts a lot of pressure on you with the dribble and the transition and the press, and Linfield is happy to grind things out in the half court, and their offense with all their screening and cutting can be difficult to guard. So it's an interesting weekend just to prep because the styles are so different. In both those games, though, we had pluses and minuses. I think ultimately it's going to come down to how tough are we, how committed are we on the defensive end in both of those games, and can we take care of the ball and get good shots.